What is going on, guys? Killer McKillCam here with another episode of The Evil Within, and this is going to be Chapter 8, and it is called A Planted Seed Will Grow, and I'm going to show you guys how to get one trophy. Item management. These caves echo like crazy. Better put the gun away and keep quiet, which is a very easy fucking trophy to get, guys. Just watch how I do it. Basically, all you do is don't kill anybody with any weapon and you will achieve the trophy. And this video here is very short. It's only 10 minutes and 37 seconds long, and I would say 37 seconds of this is going to be, the intro, the outro. So this actual gameplay is only about 10 minutes long, dude, and this is chapter 8. And it just went from one fucking extreme to another, dude. Chapters 5, 6, and 7 were extremely long. Chapters 6 and 7 were just ridiculously fucking long. They were way too fucking long. Both of them being over an hour. So I had two videos that were over an hour uploads. And now you go from an hour fucking video to a fucking 10-minute video. It just goes to show the inconsistency in this game. And that's just one of the things that I don't like. I'm not going to say that it's a bad game. But the game is very inconsistent. And then another thing that's inconsistent about this game is what you see here. These fucking dudes with the fucking double faces, bro. And this goes along with a lot of the other enemies too. They're so hard to kill, like each of one of them takes at least like 3 or 4 shots to the face with the pistol, and maybe you can stomp their fucking guts out. But then they're so fucking hard to kill, but then yet so easy to get away from, but then if they were to grab me with like the little tentacle that was coming out of their stomach, then it would be fucking instant death, and then if they grab you twice, then it's instant death. But it's just inconsistent for me, is what I guess I want to talk to you guys about. And that's the thing about this fucking game, man. I mean, it's pretty cool looking, and then look at this. Don't forget to smash this thing here and grab the key for the box later. You can get some items in the box at the save room, and you get a trophy if you unlock all of them. So anyways, back to what I was talking about. This game, I like the game, I like the story, I like the graphics. The character movement is a little fucking clunky for me, and I was just talking to a guy about this game on Twitter. I was tweeting out my videos, and he asked me, he said, so do you like Evil? And I told him, I do like the game. It's gonna be a mix of The Last of Us and Outlast, mixed together. And the other thing about this game, and I've talked in the past about games just, blatantly copying other games, and then there's other games, like let's say Shadow of a Mordor, for an example. They said that game copied Assassin's Creed and Batman. Well, the player movement and the game style is very similar to Assassin's Creed and Batman. But as far as that is concerned, the game industry has pretty much ran out of ideas. But the story, the Shadow of the Mordor, is the original, from the Lord of the Rings. That game is the Lord of the Rings. When I fucking play the game, I don't think about or I don't think about Assassin's Creed or Batman when I'm playing Shadow of the Mordor, is what I'm getting at, And they didn't steal anything from either one of those games. Where this game here, I can understand player movement and player, gameplay, being similar to other games. I mean, how many more ideas can there be? But anyways, it'd be like saying every race car game copied every other race car game, or every first-person shooter copied every first-person shooter, or every third-person, player copied another third-person player. So anyways, what I'm getting at is, I can understand the player movement and the player being, pretty much like The Last of Us. That's fine with me. I'm good with that. But what I didn't like about this game is like the blatant copying of The Last of Us, and I'll give you 2 examples. One is hiding inside the locker and waiting for the fucking boss to disappear so that you can continue through the chapter. You had to do that in The Last of Us. And then having to find a security card off of a dead security guard inside of a fucking mental hospital so that you could continue through the game, which was identical to The Last of Us. And it's shit like that that's just like a blatant fucking ripoff from other games. And then the inconsistency of this game and the clunky movement. Those guys, I'm going to say, are my only complaints about this game. Other than that, it's a decent game. you know, it's worth buying if you had the money to waste. Now, if all you have is $60 and you know you really hate wasting your money on a video game that you may not like, then I would suggest maybe renting this game for just a couple dollars. I would not buy this game, guys, unless you plan on buying it, playing it for a week, and trading it in. If you have a store that gives you a fair amount of money back after you bring a game back, then by all means go ahead and pay for it. Other than that, I would just spend a couple dollars renting this game if I were you. It's not going to stay in my library for very long. As soon as I'm done with this game and done with this playthrough, it's getting deleted off my PlayStation 4, and I probably won't keep playing this. You know, like Shadow of the Mortar, I completed that game 100% and got a platinum trophy, and then went back and did the fucking Trials of War, which is basically 4 game modes where you can compete for high scores and all that other good shit. So, with that being said, this game for me doesn't have the replayability, is what I'm getting at. So, with that being said, I'm not going to talk shit about it and say that it's a horrible game. I am enjoying it. I just don't think it's the best game that I've ever played. And this thing here, make sure that the side of the face is pointing towards the left. If you flip it over and insert it, then all the spikes will come out of the wall and kill you. So don't make that mistake. So anyways, guys, I would rate this game a 6.5 out of 10. You know, and it could have been a lot better. And I even seen a article on, I don't know what fucking website it was, but it was on the internet, and they talked about, you know, the frame rates where this game is struggling to keep up with 30 frames per second. And, you know, the resolution is not that great. And it, you know, the engine that they used, I guess, you know, in the article that they were talking about, was made to support the next generation console graphics and frames per second. You know, had, you know, Wolfenstein, you know, the same people that made this game made Wolfenstein, and it was made from the same engine. And, you know, Wolfenstein to me was a fucking awesome game. I fucking loved that game, and I rate that game an 8 out of a 10. And that game would have been a 10 out of a 10 had it had multiplayer and a co-op. I look forward. I hope they make a Wolfenstein 2. Man, that fucking game to me was awesome. The gameplay was awesome. The graphics were awesome. The fucking cutscenes, the movie scenes were awesome. The plot, the dialogue, everything, it had it all, you know. And that's what I talk about when I talk about good games, guys. A good game for me has to have good gameplay with, you know, good fluent movement. Now this game has decent gameplay with clunky movement, is why I fucking knock it down for that. And another thing that I like is, you know, a good plot and a good dialogue. This game really doesn't really have much of a plot, you know, but the dialogue is decent. You know, the AI bots, I can understand they're fucking monsters and zombies. They're not going to have a lot of dialogue. That was one of the things I didn't like about Destiny, is that none of the AI had any dialogue or any personality at all. Uh, Another thing I like, you know, is games with really good cutscenes and really good movie scenes. Now, this game does have some pretty good cutscenes and some pretty good movie scenes, and so I will give it credit for that. Like, you know, what we're watching here is pretty good. But other than that, guys, you know, if there was some other game, if there would have been another game that came out at the same time as The Evil Within that I would have liked better, I chose this game over Alien Isolation, which is another game that I think is garbage. You know, it's a horror fucking survival game. They both came out at the same time. You know, and I know that it's fucking October and 'tis the season for horror flicks and horror games, and I dig it. You know, I like Halloween, and I like the genre. You know, it just like I just wish the gameplay was a little better. Is all that I'm saying. Now, had there been another game that was better than this, I probably never would have even chose this game, and I probably would have never even considered this game. And I'm just playing this game to fill in the blanks, you know. And I'm basically just waiting for Advanced Warfare and Far Cry 4, which is coming out in November. I saw today on YouTube that they're doing a special edition for Far Cry. It's going to come in a collector's box with the game, a figurine, a map, a journal, and some other things. I'm going to be doing a giveaway for that on my channel when that comes out, and I'll be doing a playthrough and a giveaway for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So if you guys are interested in either two of those games or both of those games, just stay tuned. And to be eligible for any of my giveaways, guys, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, be a follower of mine on Twitter at KillerMcKillCam, And then when I do the announcement videos for the giveaway, all you have to do is share and like it on Twitter, and then tell me in the comment section below of that video what console you want the game on. You know, obviously Far Cry will only be on PS4 or PS3, but still tell me which one you're going to be playing on, PS4 or PS3. And then with that being said, guys, this video is going to come to an end. And I would like to take this opportunity to say thanks for stopping, thanks for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this video on Twitter, tell me something in the comments in the section below. And until next time, guys, peace.